what is that message, Make America Slime Again? Like, what does that title mean to you?
I mean, follow whatever Trump applying.
Follow whatever Trump applying.
Yeah,
What, in what way? Like,
in every way.
well, Trump pardoned you, got you off house arrest.
I don't know nothing about that.
What you mean? Did you ever speak to him about, like, did you ever have a...
I don't know nothing about that.
Right. Okay. But the album's name, Make America Slime Again. The tour is named Make America Slime Again. Okay.
It was the name was like it's just to enforce whatever Trump applying. That's it.
Have you ever met Trump?
Why do you keep asking?
Cause you got me thinking right now. Why be like? Okay. All right, fair.
This is 5 Minutes with Mike. Our news, our voice, our issues. Believe that. Alright guys, welcome back to Sellout University, Sophomore Slump. Alright guys, as you saw in the video, you have NBA YoungBoy saying slime Donald Trump. Whatever Trump says, do it. Like, yeah, okay, buddy. Listen, I like NBA YoungBoy the same way I like Jay-Z, okay? NBA YoungBoy definitely had quite a wave within the past year. He has a loyal fan base, which is undeniable. I mean, this dude got fans. This dude got YNs going nuts over him. I mean, if you all see some of the things he did in the concerts this past year, I mean, he did some amazing things. And also, like I said, this dude had young niggas like just crying. I mean, crying at concerts. And to NBA YoungBoy's point, this dude, man, he speaks to a generation that, especially a lot of young men that feel lost, that feel hurt, that feel, fatherless homes, all these things, and that are really just trying to find them ways. And it's unfortunate because over the years, NBA YoungBoy, of course, has not been the best role model for these young men in terms of overall plight of society. And I'm not saying that NBA YoungBoy was looking to be a role model, but when you are a person of power and a person that, are in a limelight, then you are a role model to somebody, point blank period. People listen to me. People listen to him. I mean, as small of a following that I have, there's people that may feel a certain type of way in regards to what I say, and so I, of course, myself then asked to quote unquote be a role model for any particular individual. But at the same time, I know that for the brand that I'm on, I'm all about empowering the empowerment of my people, whether it's through my podcast here, whether it's through my books, children's book, whatever it is, I'm going to stay on code when it comes down to the empowerment and enlightenment of my community. And unfortunately, with many rappers, not just NBA YoungBoy, he's the one that gets the spotlight here. And unfortunately, we had to accept his admission into Sellout University because when making such comments like he did with this particular interviewer, and to say whatever, Trump says, just do it, that's not a good look, bro. It's not a good look. Like, at the end of the day, when it comes down to the current person in this administration, aka the president, I don't want to say his name too much. He has not done anything good for black people. Okay, point blank, period. He's been heavily anti-immigrant. There's a plethora of things that has gone wrong with this current administration, including, the so-called war in Iran. And only I say it's so-called because Congress has never approved it, and the economy stinks right now. So, yeah, if you're telling these, young men in between the ages of 14 and 25, whatever, this individual in the White House says do, then that's a problem. You've literally, at that point, sold out your community when it comes down to it. So, unfortunately, as the story goes, yes, I like NBA YoungBoy. I can appreciate some of his music. I'm not, this individual, this older individual that's like, oh yeah, whatever. I can appreciate some of the songs he had, and I can appreciate the sense of,
This episode of 5 Minutes with Mike is brought to you by the upcoming children's book Mila Don't Do That by Michael D. Beckford and Mila D. Beckford. You turned on the stove without my permission. Mila, don't do that. You knocked over the toys and now you made a mess. Mila, don't do that.
Mila Don't Do That is now available for pre-order. Link in the description below. The generation that he's captured. But what I cannot appreciate is you just telling this young, vulnerable generation just to follow a fool. All right. Now, next up on, as far as the applications that was recently submitted, and I hated it to really include this individual. It took a while for the admissions process on this individual, but due to some recent allegations, well, not even allegations, due to some recent digging up of the internet, I should say, we have to have had admitted acclaimed grifter at this particular time frame, none other than Poetik Flakko.
The definition of a grifter, by definition,
of course,
is a con artist or swindler, someone who tricks people out of money or property through fraud, lies, and clever deception, which I think people at this point would view you as a grifter based on your very recent anti-blackness and white supremacist alignment. There's another thing. So when it comes to being black and proud and loving blackness and being pro-black, it is the appreciation of everything that makes us us. So when you're on these videos and discussing white people the way that you do, it is harmful to black people in general. When you're saying stuff like this comment, because it's basically taken directly off the video, that good white skin, that good white man, white beautiful face, white skin, be proud, and talking about, this good white man going to give us money, you willing to sell your soul to white people. Again, it puts back in context of the grifter label, because how can anybody believe anything that you say being genuine if this is how you look at white people, who not all white people are bad, but when we're discussing white supremacy, it's white people. I just want your thoughts on this real quick. I just want your thoughts on this.
Sure.
Play it until they say they can't hear.
Go.
Sell out.
This man walked into a room for the National Association of Black Journalists, like hostile territory. And he walked in, not even shaking that man's hand the right way, bro. It's like you don't even want contact with him. Like, based on this body language right here, bro, she was going to be on BS with Trump.
He's a little academic. He's just a Trump glazer, for sure.
Trump stood in the fire and answered all the questions. Mind you, Kamala Harris hasn't done nothing like this and probably won't ever.
In such a horrible manner, a first question. You don't even say, hello, how are you? Are you with ABC? Because I think they're a fake news network, a terrible network.
The aura is immaculate here. This is an away game. It's an away game and they're being hostile. And this man got so much aura, bro. He's winning over the room, bro. He got the audience.
Here's the crazy thing about this. This again was in 2024. So it's hard for me as a person that is overprotective of black people, specifically black women, because I'm raising black daughters. I love black women in general. For me to ever see a person as this.
Now, for those of you that do not know Poetik Flakko is a big mouth YouTuber, and he has a big voice, and he has a great audience, like a big audience, you know what I'm saying? And when I say big mouth, I wasn't saying it to be disrespectful. What I'm saying is that he has this larger than life type of vibe. And so you can't help but get entranced into what it is that he's saying. And for the most part, the black community was riding with Poetik Flakko when it came down to the Chud the Builder thing, for which Poetik Flakko himself allegedly said he made about 100K off of just posting Chud the Builder videos. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, can't wait for that type of YouTube money to start hitting my bank account. I'm still trying to get monetized. But anyway, the point of the matter is, he also was riding with us when it came down to the recent Brandon Tatum grift. And, so Poetik Flakko just, the dude seemed like he was one of us in a sense. Like, man, yeah, okay. Individuals subscribe to him. I believe I've subscribed to him. But if I didn't subscribe to him, I at least watched a ton of his videos as of late because, like I said, he captures your attention. He captures your mindset. But unfortunately, Jew Almighty, which is another YouTuber online, had honestly caught up with his grift. And, unfortunately, Poetik Flakko is not an FBA, the Foundational Black American, and that's fine. I mean, listen, I'm a person that loves black people no matter where you're from. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you black, right? But the point of the matter is, Jew Almighty, YouTube channel, he found that Poetik Flakko was basically riding for the other team. He was on the side of the white tee individuals. You know what I'm saying? He was made some comments, during, his, days with, No Jumper. Poetik Flakko was a part of No Jumper. And other times where he was just glazing the YT community. You know what I'm saying? And he was saying things that were polar opposite of what he's saying right now, which is why, Poetik Flakko, not only, of course, I hated to do it, but we had to admit him into this particular not so prestigious university. We had to admit him to it because, yeah, his past does also reflect, some of the things of what his future may be. Is it profitable for him right now to be a grifter and, ride with the black community when it's profitable for him? And then let's say less than a year later, because a lot of these things that Poetik Flakko said in glazing the other side, the other team in regards to anti-black atrocities, these happened within the past 6 months to a year, not just when he was quote unquote 19 years old and trying to learn and figure things out. No, dude. And even at 19 years old, bro, like, cause I saw there was a recent live video that, Jew Almighty and Poetik Flakko also got on a live debate with each other in regards to some of Poetik Flakko's past and things of that nature and things that were particularly hurtful and harmful to the black community. So you can't tell me, bro, that I know you know what I'm saying, you were born you're from a native African country. You can't tell me, bro, that some of the things that you said could not be hurtful to black Americans. Like, give me a break, bro. I don't care if you're 18, 19. By the time listen, my daughter is 10 years old. She knows right from wrong. She understands that there is a divide in this nation. She understands that when she's around certain kids in school, that they may have more privilege than she does. She already understands that at 10 years old. So at 19 years old, you already you're moving into what America really is. And now just a matter of you just trying to find your place in life. So if you thought at 19 going in and further into your 20s and 30s, whatever, but you thought at 19 that was, grifting was the thing of, or glazing certain individuals based upon the fact that they were YT individuals was in your favor, then hey, we get it. But you can't then just try to come on our team and be like, oh, woe is me. I was just on that side and I ain't know no better. Nah, dude. Nah. Now, listen, I'm not telling anybody to go unfollow this dude. I'm not telling anybody that I'm not going to still rock with him in a sense. What I mean is, I'm going to watch him at a distance. I'm going to see what his language is within the next 6 months to a year. I'm going to see if dude is actually going to really be in the favor of the community, or is he going to still stay within the university, sellout university, okay? or if he's going to be able to make it to the graduating class and get up out of here. We shall see. Unfortunately, like individuals in the first episode of the first of Sellout University, individuals like Clarence Thomas, they never leave. Okay, they never leave the university. He's an administrator, right? So hopefully, Poetik Flakko, he can go on a straight and narrow from this point. Now that he's been called out for the grift, and just be, even when it's not profitable, just rock out with the people that look like you, bro. Like, it's just that simple. If you're going to be for the people that look like you, be for the people that look like you.
The first person I knew who supported Donald Trump was my father. I was shocked. My entire family is racially diverse. And I believed the left-wing propaganda that Donald Trump was a racist. My father said, "No, he's not, Amber. What are you talking about?" And when I insisted, he said, "Prove it." So to prove my father wrong, I did my research and looked into all things Donald Trump. People have to do their research. I watched all the rallies, and I started meeting so many of you, his red hat wearing supporters. I realized Donald Trump and his supporters don't care if you're black, white, gay, or straight. It's all love.
All right, next up, speaking of people that look like us, let's get to Amber Rose. Amber mother effing Rose. Now, I have no issues with Amber Rose, except for the fact that she's also, one of them. I had a life-changing moment in my life, and now I'm gonna ride with the current administration. So, she's had quite the slump in her life. I honestly don't even know what Amber Rose really does. Like, besides have a pretty face, she dated Kanye, she dated another rapper and had a baby with him. But honestly, I don't really know like what's her actual talent, but unfortunately, for her, she had to get accepted into this this university, and now she's in her sophomore slump, because of the fact that she was back in 2024, she was rocking hard with her with the anti-black agenda of the conservative right, and she was talking about colorism things and all this. Amber, you're a light-skinned mixed black woman, okay? Give it a break. You have some of the best privilege in America next to being a YT person, all right? You have a pretty face, you have a pretty smile, got quite a snatched body. So, I mean, at the end of the day, what are you talking about? You're, being a, victim to other black people, victimizing you because of this and that. I mean, listen, black people and light-skinned people, it's always been a thing. We've always, one day it was, one generation or decade, the light-skinned people was in. Another generation, now it's like the black people, just darker skin is in. It's one of those things. It don't mean that other blacks don't like you. It just means that, hey, it's a thing. It is what it is. But when we stopped effing with you is when you went to this full right and just started literally just bashing the black community in many different ways. So yeah, enjoy your time here at Sellout University. I for one don't really know what it is that you really do. I don't know if you're a model now. I don't know. I mean, you're aging out to a lot of things, unfortunately, as well. So I don't know. You tell me. But yes, enjoy your time at Sellout University. I wish you well in regards to your time here. Maybe you can also graduate from this university. All right. On to the last individual we have. Oh my gosh. I got a friend that adores Nicki Minaj. Like, Nicki Minaj. Like, Nicki Minaj. Listen, there's no name in hip hop that's over the past couple decades. Well, I say she's been around for about damn near 20 years. That's been as hot consistently as Nicki Minaj. I mean, like, literally just album after album that she's put out, it's been hits for the most part. She rarely had any kind of slumps in regards to her musical career as a rapper. She's very well spoken at times, and until, sometimes she can go on her tangents and go off the rails at times. But I can tell that she's a woman based upon some videos I've seen with her, based upon the interaction I saw with her in Ray J one time when Ray J was losing his mind and saying some lot of stuff. But either way, Nicki Minaj, bro. I love Nicki Minaj as well. Okay, so outside of my friend that loves Nicki Minaj, I love her as well. So it pains me that we had to accept her application into Sellout University, as she's right now in her sophomore slump. Nicki Minaj, not just she's always been kind of low key political in a way. And when I say low key, like, not like bombastic about politics, but she'll say a few things, mostly things that were dealt with like a lot of her core audience, which is mostly LGBTQ and males, when it comes down to it. So she'll say a few things. She said a few things over the years in regards to pro those things. But ever since, the past year or so, she's been glazing the man in the White House.
Dear young men, you have amazing role models like our handsome, dashing president. And you have amazing role models like the assassin J.D. Vance, our vice president. And when I say that...
Very, very crazy. And not just that, then she aligned with Erica Kirk, and, which that's Erica kind of, is kind of weird to me. But anyway, she aligned with Erica Kirk and talking TPUSA and all this other stuff, and and basically bashing black women specifically, and allegedly saying different things in regards to just things that just don't make any sense, and especially for an artist of her caliber. Like, Nicki's been an A-list artist just about her whole career. Like, there's not really been a fall off. She's been featured in so many songs with other people. And so it's like, what is it that you really trying to get at when it came down to this moment? And what we end up finding out, and one of the other reasons she got accepted to our university, because, hey, if, you get this gold card from this alleged gold card, which means don't really mean a damn thing, by the way. But anyway, you get this gold card from the Trump administration that supposed to, apparently, at least this is what they said, it was supposed to fast track legalization. I mean, there's rumors that we all know, Nicki's actually, she's from the islands. I believe she's from Barbados. Don't quote me on that. But yeah, her, and then but they're saying it's just weird because there's no definitive reasons exactly of why she went so far right, and then everything she talks about in regards to the type of woman that women need to be and blah 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 is very antithetical to the music that she's put out over the years. I mean, she's talking about being this, proper Christian woman and, wearing this and doing that and blah, 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 blah. Well, I wonder, Nicki, are you going to forego those royalty checks when you was shaking your you-know-what and, the backside, front side, and everything else showing in between? Like, are you going to forego those checks that you get from your music publishing and all that because now you feel a certain way about being a chaste woman, essentially? And now, kudos to her. She is married to, you know, in an SA offender, okay, at the same time. But you know, I don't know. I don't know what, you know, specifically what was the real goal behind this whole thing. I guess she didn't want, maybe, you know, didn't want ICE knocking on her door. I don't know. Maybe she want a pardon, some kind of pardon power from, you know, the current administration. I don't know. You got to ask Nicki. But what I do know is that we accepted her, proudly accepted her into this university. Hated to have to do it once again, but it had to be done. And so, Nicki Minaj, while you're in your sophomore slump of the sellout university, I hope you take the time to think about the type of individuals that you ostracized in the process, that was your fan base, that loved you, and you have an administration that talks so much anti this and anti that when it comes down to the LGBTQIA community. So, Nicki Minaj, I hope you're having a good old time in their sophomore slump of Sellout University. Okay, guys, these are the candidates that are in the sophomore slump of Sellout University. We'll have some new candidates next week or so, and they're going to be dealing with their junior year jump. All right, guys, please like and hype this video. Thank you for listening and watching, and make sure you subscribe. This presentation of 5 Minutes with Mike is brought to you by the groundbreaking book Homeboys by Michael D. Beckford. See what other individuals have to say about this book, then grab your copy today wherever books are sold.